Hi, this is Mike Noon, and I just want to share with you some of the reasons why I created the Business Alchemy masterclass. If you look at most traditional retirement sort of vehicles, whether that's a pension fund or superannuation, they tend to be heavily invested in the stock market. And unfortunately, the stock market across most of the indices across the planet, whether that's the Hang Seng or the Nikkei or the Dow Jones or the S&P or the FTSE, the actual index is very heavily weighted to a very small number of stocks that are not or couldn't be described as anything other than overvalued. So what could cause the value of your investment in the stock market to go down? So to do that, we have to look at the US debt market, the US bond market. So basically the US government raises money to keep the lights on in the White House and keep all the palms greased in Congress by selling debt. So they create a government bond and it is sold at auction once every fortnight. And foreign buyers have stopped buying United States debt because the value of the US dollar in terms of its purchasing power is so reduced. So since 1971, the United States dollar has lost 98% of its purchasing power as measured against a gram of gold. And gold is the only real money there is. But that's a different conversation. So, because they're not buying the United States Treasury bonds, that means that the price of a bond has to go down to make it attractive. And the interest or the yield you get on a bond is inverse. As the price goes down, the interest rate goes up. And so as the interest rates go up, this is going to basically weigh heavily on Wall Street and lots of other stock markets around the world. And basically, a lot of the places where like insurance companies and pension funds have got their money invested, the real underlying value in it is going to be wiped out. And there's all sorts of other things. But anyway, so I've thought about this for a long time, probably about 20 years. And here's the thing. Everywhere I look, I can't see anywhere that it's safe to invest your money for the long term. And one of the other things about being invested in the stock market or the bond market is you have got absolutely no control over the value of whatever that investment is. The only place you've got any control over the price and value of an investment is in your own business. So that's what Business Alchemy is all about. It's about maximizing the value of your business or your professional practice so that the enterprise value of it increases, which means that if you have to, God forbid, go to the bank to borrow some capital to grow the business, it's a lot more attractive to them. But it's also about increasing your revenue, increasing your profits. And the idea is to scale your business up to the point where it's turning over somewhere in excess of $10 million a year. And why do we want to do that? Because that is the sort of value that a private equity company or a family office or a private banker would sort of look at it and go, yes, we've got $10 million worth of revenue and we've got, 20% margins on that. We can do things with that. If you're turning over less than $10 million, they're not going to look at it. And here's the other thing. If you're trying to sell your company, there's certain things you have to have in place. There's certain metrics you need to have in place. There are other things you have to have. You have to have KPIs, SOPs, key performance indicators, standard operating procedures, and that all has to be documented. Because here's the thing. Every year, around 3.5 million businesses go on sale around the planet. And according to BizBuySell.com Insights, around 80% of them do not sell because they do not have these basic things in place. And the crazy thing about it is that most of these things cost very little to put in place, and once they are in place, your business becomes more profitable, you get more money, and you've then got the option of exiting it by stepping back and having a management team run it for you, basically what we call a hands-off cash cow, or alternatively, you can sell it, and you are more likely to be able to sell it once you've got these things in place. So, next Monday, I'm starting the Business Alchemy 5-day masterclass, which will show you how to lay the foundations to get this stuff in place. And so it'll be 2 hours every day. The first hour is a VIP hour, so you're going to have to apply to become a VIP via the website, and I'll put a link in the chat below this video. But it is something that nobody else is teaching. Everybody else is saying, oh, make more content, you know, repurpose it, post it on Instagram and chit-chat and TikTok and all the rest of it. And it's hard work because everyone else is doing the same thing. You are competing with, I don't know, at a guess, a couple of 100 million posts worldwide every year. So there are much smarter ways of growing your business than spending your morning just scratching your head and what am I going to write about today? What am I going to post about today? Much smarter things, much smarter ways of doing it. And we'll be teaching you some of those strategies in this 5-day Business Alchemy Masterclass. So I look forward to seeing you there and have a great day. Bye for now.